Oh my God, we're on? That was damn near over. Are we starting? Oh, I didn't realize. I heard some music. I wasn't sure. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to LoveBabz Love Talk. I guess I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. That's Harry Droz. Welcome to the Thursday show. I think we're 15 minutes late, but all right. Okay. Well, according to daylight non-standard time, it's 7:15. All right. Well, I listen. I listen to Paul. Paul might have a new career in filmmaking though. Oh, is that who you were talking to? Well, I did. I was like, does he think I can hear him? I can't hear him. I thought you were talking to yourself. All right. Well, all right. Now I could just be like, I'm glad you're training somebody. I know it takes a lot to do that. So just don't drop no bombs on people, Harry. That's all I'm saying. Go easy today on people. Go easy. There was something I wanted to bring up, Harry, that freaked me all the way out. Oh my God, it'll come to me in a little bit. And I was like, oh, I have to talk to Harry about this because this was, oh, I know, Harry. People who try to outrace drawbridges. Have you seen this freaky phenomenon, Harry? I didn't know this was an issue. I guess this is an issue. You know, when the bridge goes up, people think they can outrun it and jump it before it actually. Not only do people drive it, try to do it, they're driving, Harry. Try to do it when they're walking. The woman fell to her death, 50 feet, 50 feet to the pavement. So her family was like, well, she didn't realize the bridge was going up. And I'm looking at the bridge, Harry. There's like all kinds of things telling you, the bridge is going up. I, I just don't know what makes people so foolish. But you know what? They're going to sue and they're probably going to win because, yeah, we've got some. Yeah, we've got some in New Haven. No, like one is a turn one, like it turns, it doesn't go up, and then there's one that goes up. So we've got a few bridges that do that. No, uh, I'll get out the car and let you do it. So, somebody's got to live to tell the tale. Harry, I think you know what I come to realize I'm gonna have to retreat a little bit from the world because the craziness is just more than I just want to deal with. It's just so much craziness everywhere that I just feel like I was happier when I was blocking some of it out. And it's just too much lunacy. Just too much. I know. I know this has been crazy. I was like, first of all, I no, and Harry is the peacemaker. Harry's like, we need diplomacy. We need da da da. Not me. I was like, just go kick some ass and be done with it. go with all the Nazis that are over there too. Oh man. Yeah. And they got to be liberated from that. So everywhere you go, you got to say, yeah, we trying to liberate them from the Nazis. Even if you don't believe it, to stay out of jail for 15 years, you got to say it. What kind of leader needs that kind foolishness? Oh, oh, I know. I saw it, Harry. I saw that. So all the dog whistle words, all the dog whistle words. And these dummies and some of these dummies in the congressional leadership here are going along with it. Like, oh, I saw that blonde. What's her name? Green, Harry? What's her name? What is her name? Fool girl. Yes. I know. Blowing on you. That somebody dead. Yeah. But you know, Harry, she she's on Putin's side. And she used some of that same language. And I'm thinking to myself, they not shutting her down. Like they don't, yeah, they don't shut her down. Harry, that's dangerous talk. It's like Kanye talking smack about Kim Kardashian to his people. Do you see what I'm saying? When you have people who follow you and take what you say, they're willing to do dangerous things on your behalf. You know, it's but that's what I mean. This is all dangerous talk to me. I didn't like it when Trump did it. I don't like Hitler. I don't like anybody to because words mean something to people who follow along without thought. No, we're never gonna be that. We're never gonna do that, Harry. But I think the Republican Party got some responsibility to say, shut up. Well, and that other chick, the yeah. And who is Prince? She referenced Prince George in America. I was like, girl, who? she, she referenced a prince of some sort, and everybody was like, yeah, everybody was like, who? Lauren Bowler. Yeah, but Harris, but here's the thing. Here's the sticky, crazy part. But here's the thing, Harry. She got people voted for her for them. Now people didn't vote for Putin because do they even have elections over there? Or well, no, they don't. They are afraid. So that Navalny was in prison for decades and tortured as part of that election. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they. You know, they're the architects of poison. They love a good poison. They never met a poison they ain't like in Russia. Right? Putin. Well, that's what I'm with somebody. I was on Twitter and they were saying Russian people got to rise up and deal with their Russian leadership. Like they got to do that. Now, there's enough Russians, Harry, who know, because there's underground Russians, there's Russians who know, Russian students, there's Russians who know. And it's a way more than we are led to believe who are in opposition. I get it, because there are some Russian folks, Harry, who ain't going along with this foolishness, who are resisting. I mean, the streets are filled with people resisting every day. Now they can't lock up. They don't have enough manpower to drag all these people off the street. I don't care what the hell they say. So a couple of things gonna happen. They're gonna have to go like China and just mow over their people, right? Because China don't got no problem driving over their people. Oh, people can't hear you, Harry. Yeah, people are like, they just hear me answering you. I don't know. I don't know, Harry. The Russians are messing with us. As long as oh, you got it. Why?
Turned on.
Oh, we
So
hear you on the web stream, but they don't hear you on the radio.
no, yeah, now they hear me. Check, baby, 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, baby, one. You hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
I can
now?
hear you. I can hear you.
Good.
I can hear you.
No, so yeah,
I hear you. I've been hearing you.
yeah. Thank you for the people who waited 10 minutes to say 27 minutes.
So all
I'm
the big
kidding.
yachts, Harry, is floating in the water in the Nordic countries because they won't sell them no gas. Listen, I'm telling you, this has been some of the best resistance I've ever seen. People were like, you know what? Row your little damn boat out of our waters. Take your little 65 million floating mall, row it. put up a sail.
Well, it's just it's crazy, and the only thing is that right now Russia is still even though there's some countries who've committed not to buy Russian oil, that stuff won't kick in until the next quarter, so it won't be
Yeah,
till
but
June.
they hurt now, Harry. Because now
Yeah,
they got bread lines in Russia, right? Now they got people. I don't I this is a problem.
didn't they always have
If
bread lines
I'm
in
the
Russia?
leader of my country and I don't want to be, I would be a different. I wouldn't. Dictatorship is not appealing because I always want opposing thought and ideas and creativity. He don't want that.
Well, that's the problem with communism, right?
Let's just stamp out all of your uniqueness
Freedom.
and individuality and freedom and create. I was like, what do you get out of that? Like, who are you that you need that kind of I wouldn't even call that leadership. It's just small. It's just a smallness of your humanity. That's really what that is. To want to have people to be so afraid of you that they just go along with stuff because they got nowhere else to go.
Yeah, I mean,
there are more people in Poland right now, more Ukrainians in Warsaw than there are people in Warsaw.
well, and the thing is that what is it? 3 million people. Yeah, I know you don't like to call them refugees, but
I don't, because I
three.
get it. I mean, they are refugees, Harry,
Yeah.
but they're I feel like they're more displaced than
So
anything.
3 million displaced people, but we have to remember there's 41 million people in Ukraine.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Did you
this
see Harry with
a lot more.
where they deliberately said this is a school? Children are here, and they wrote it in Russian. Children are here, in the front, the back, all over the place, and they still bomb that building. Like that right there alone should get the world to beat your ass.
And you saw they killed
Like that should be the line right there, Harry.
they killed people on the bread line too.
Like that should just be the damn line. So everybody is like, I don't want World War III, but guess what's happening? World War III. Like, we have to take a page from history. How long did it take us to jump in World War II? How long did it take it? And then what did we say after the fact, Harry? We will never again allow tyranny to fester and thrive. We said that. What's happening now? Tyranny is festering and thriving.
You're making your case again for war.
I know, Harry. I know it. I know it. I know
All right,
it.
we have Courtney ready for word on the street.
Yay, Courtney!
So let's go into it.
All right, let's see what Courtney is.
Word on the street, Babz.
Hey, oh, that's a nice.
Good
sweater.
morning. Oh,
Good morning, Courtney. Courtney is so
Hi.
glamorous.
Word on the street. I try. Look a little awake in the morning, right? So today I'm here with Trina. You want to introduce
Hi.
yourself?
I'm Trina Shirley, work at Yale University.
All right.
Hi.
Where are we again?
We at Payne Whitney Gym.
All right. So it's funny. I met this wonderful lady at a gas station on Whaley Avenue, and she allowed me to come by to her job. She had to get to work, so that was kind of her. So what's the word on the street?
It's Stop the Violence in New Haven.
Stop the violence in
Yes,
New Haven.
yes.
Tell me a little bit about
The
that.
shooting, the killing, parents burying their kids. It needs to stop. It really does.
Are you a mom?
Yes, I am. I'm a mom of 2 kids, a boy and a girl, 33-year-old and a 25-year-old. So my son's been shot before 3 or 4 times. So I just want this stuff to stop, really stop. Parents are burying their kids. Enough is enough. You know what I mean? It's just so much you could do.
Not just to backtrack, just because I want to talk about this, but what have you been up to lately?
Well, I've been up working, fighting this pandemic and, staying safe out here and still working, for y'all.
Yeah. What is the position again?
I'm environmental services.
Okay. So what's kind of like your daily routine?
I work at the hockey rink, make sure the team is straight, the coaches, the rooms are clean. Daily duty, vacuum, dusting high or low.
Geez, they're lucky to have you. When I played hockey, we didn't have anyone like that.
Yeah.
But tell me again. Okay, so I want to go back to what we were just talking about. Let's go into that again. So you have 2 kids. You've lived in New Haven for how long?
Over 40-something years.
Okay. So how bad has it gotten in your
It has gotten worse. When we grew up, we didn't have to worry about leaving our bikes on the side. Now you can't leave nothing. You can't do nothing. You got locked doors, people getting robbed, the old people getting robbed. It's sad. Enough is enough.
And I mean, when I asked you to be on the show, this seemed like the first thing you wanted to talk about. So is this something that goes through your mind on a daily basis?
Yes. People are dying. The front of homes are getting richer. It don't supposed to be like that.
What about your kids? Did they or do they still talk about how they were afraid of the violence going on?
They both. My daughter's a nurse at the hospital at Yale, and my son going through his thing, but it's a lot. Every parent in New Haven knows what it is to live in New Haven. So, it is what it is. It's just a lot of violence, a lot of killing, Parents are bearing their kids. The funeral homes are getting richer. Come on, you see it.
So why do you think the violence is getting so bad, in your opinion?
Upbringing, raising your kids. You know what I mean? Different things has changed. It's how you raising your kids, how you bring them. Even if you raise them right, sometimes you can leave them to the water. You're not gonna say they're gonna drink it. You know what I mean? There's so much going on. It's not enough activity. It's not enough for these kids to do. It's not in New Haven. It's not enough. It's not enough. And the ones that that's criminals, they can't get jobs, so they're out here stealing, robbing, whatever they can do because of their criminal records. So it's very hard for some of these kids that's doing the violence to even get a job. Some of them, it's really upbringing and more stuff for these kids to do in New Haven, Connecticut.
And from like a mother's perspective, how did you kind of make sure like your kids stayed on track?
Focus, positive, hang with positive people, to stay on the right track. That's the only thing, and pray. Prayer is the best thing right now for New Haven right now, is prayer.
And so when I saw you this morning, Ray, you were dancing. And
yeah, that was a great time.
yeah, tell me like what kind of like your daily routine is, like for you yourself. Do you usually like get up in the morning and then go like get your coffee and whatnot?
Yeah, get my little coffee and then get back on my duty and back to work I go. This is how I live. I've been here 17 years, love you.
Yeah, what time do you wake up?
About 3:30 in the morning, be at work at 5.
Oh my gosh, 3:30?
Yes.
Oh Lord, I'm like, I could never. Well, whereabouts in New Haven do you live?
I live in the worst area. They say the worst, but it is what it is because I grew up in the neighborhood. So I live on Winchester.
Okay. What was that like?
It's a mess. It's an unsafe area, but it is what it is. I got to live, I got to work. So this is where I live.
And you say people say it's the worst area, right?
Yeah, a lot of shooting, they say, a lot of different things goes on, you know what I mean? That's what they say. But I lived there. I grew up in New Haven. This is what it is. We can make everybody, if we stick together, we can make it a better place.
Well, I was going to say to you, so do you kind of, people might like be like, it's the worst area, probably, like you said, shootings and whatnot, but you see the beauty in it, right?
I see the beauty because I was raised in that area.
Tell me a little bit about that. Well, finding the beauty in it.
Your neighbors, keeping your neighborhood nice. This is how I was raised on my street when we was raised. Keeping your neighborhood nice, watching out for each other. Neighbors watching the kids. Now you can't even say nothing to nobody's kids. You know what I mean? It's a lot changed. Yeah. A lot. It's an upbringing. This is a new generation, and I'm 55, so it's a totally different, now than back when I was growing up. We was raised with respect. But the Bible always say respect, honor thy mother and thy father, and your days will be long. That's how I was brought up.
And tell me a little bit more about you. Like, I want to know more about you too, and kind of like, okay, your daily routine. Yes, you get up and whatnot, but what do you like to do? Like when you get
be with my family, my grandson. I lost my mother last year, not to COVID, to the cancer. So I'm a very strong believer when it comes down to cancer. I hope they can solve that or get it cured because I just lost my mom.
I'm sorry to hear
I kept
that.
her away from COVID last year. I just lost, last year, 95 years old. But
what are some of your hobbies? Do you sing or dance or anything?
I sing. I go to church. I sing. I got hobbies. I like playing spades.
Okay.
With my friends. I like to talk, as you see.
Yeah, I know. I love your energy. Wait, do you want to do the dance? I love it. Or do it one more time, Babz. I love her energy. I mean, so how do you keep your spirits so high? I know you're saying the Lord, and of course, faith.
Pray. Constantly praying.
Oh, I'm like, that's your phone.
Constantly praying, mainly prayer. I was brought up in the church. My father was a preacher. Like I said, I was brought up in a Christian home. But prayers That's all we can do right now. In New Haven, all over, the war's going on and stuff. All we can do is just pray.
Yeah. Did you go to church in New Haven?
Oh, yeah, my father was a preacher.
Which church?
Sweet Hope Plain Free Will Baptist Church, 59 Farron Avenue. He was a preacher. He's deceased also, But, I was brought up,
Babz, did you want to add anything?
So you had said your son has gotten shot a few times?
Yeah, he has been shot a few times. Yes, he has. He's been shot a few times. That's why I say, I brought him up right. This, it's the company you keep, the people you hang with. You got to learn to stay with positive people. All I could do is just pray.
And so what is he doing now? I mean, is he all right now?
Well,
What does he do?
he's fine. He's fighting, doing a lot of things going on, but he's doing fine. I'd rather not say court orders, lawyer orders. But
do you want to talk about the shootings at all? Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay.
But I just, that's why I say I pray for New Haven, because I'm just another parent praying for her child. When they walk out the door, I pray for my child, because I don't know if that's going to be the last time I see my son.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I have problems of my own, just like any other black parent, white parent. We all got problems. You know what I'm saying? All we can do is pray for our kids, our young black men.
What do you wish New Haven had more of or would do more of, the city itself?
Get involved with the kids. Some kids, a lot of kids now, I know a kid, he hung himself, they say. He hung himself. And I don't know. I think they need to just get more stuff going on. You got empty buildings running around here that need to be fixed up. Maybe they can get some kind of computer skills, even if they don't have them. The kids that's in jail, that's incarcerated, can't get a job. Give them a place where they can go get some training and help them. They're not doing it. I feel they're not.
Yeah.
Because a lot of kids, a lot of these boys that's getting out of jail, they have nothing to do. Some of the parents stray away from them. They have nowhere to go. Nobody guidance. No guidance. No person helping them or anything. So I think they need to take some of these buildings that's just tore down, fix them up, give them places for these kids, make places. You want them to do better, they do better. Then maybe the kids could do that. Maybe the kids could, I got a computer place over here. They said it's free. We can learn this. Just got out of jail. These kids get out of jail. What they got? Nothing. So they go back robbing, stealing, breaking in homes, shooting. Come on.
What's your daughter's story?
My daughter, as far as what?
Well, you said she's a nurse at Yale, right?
Yes.
So it sounds like she always stayed on track.
She's an LPN in school right now to be an RN, and she's always had that smart, stayed away from negative, always kept that track. So I'm proud of both of my kids. I just pray that I'm glad that I got both of them still here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
That's my thing with me, with my kids. I love them both. And I just wish that every parent, in my same with, the ones that's been through violence like me, we need more help too. Stop. Get some buildings. Get something for these kids to do. It's really not, you just open a Q house. Okay. You open a Q house. But what about these kids that's out here don't got nothing? Open up places for these people. You got old buildings been sitting here for 20 years. You got the state building sitting there. You got homeless people sitting downtown. No place to go. You what are you doing? What are New Haven doing?
What made you stay in New Haven for so long?
This is all all I knew.
Did you ever want to move?
Eventually I might, but this is all I knew, New Haven. I grew up in New Haven, 13 brothers and sisters. Father's a preacher, got a job, went to school.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
Where did you go to school?
I went to James Hill House High School, 1984. And I went to, it used to be South Central back when I was in school, but now it's Gateway on the long.
Okay.
I used to go there, So,
and is all of your family in New Haven too?
A lot of them moved.
Okay.
Moved to, retirement, stuff like that, better jobs, different areas. But
So
I'm
it sounds
still-
like you love New Haven.
I love New Haven. I just love my job too.
Yeah.
I like working at Yale.
What's your favorite part about the job? Yeah.
The kids,
Oh, really?
the students, they make your day. The students what makes your day. The students, you know, the benefits, but it's the students that really keeps me up. You know.
Do you guys ever talk about this? Like what we're discussing with the gun violence and all of that?
Well, they have meetings and stuff in New Haven. Everybody know that they have different kinds of meetings. You know, it's just that people just need to open up more. Maybe I'm probably too open, but we just need New Haven needs a better system than what they got. You know, they really do. They need a better system. They need more places for these kids to go. It's the bottom line. Bottom line, you got abandoned buildings. Been sitting here since I was 20, 30 years old, still sitting here. When you could have used them for the homeless women or domestic women shelters, more domestic women shelters, more men's shelters, more for kids that's getting out of jail. Boys in, come on, you got boys and girls clubs. It's not enough for these kids to do. That's why the violence is going on.
And how many grandchildren did you say you have? Two? So when you're not working, you're taking care of them?
Yeah, I'm at their hockey. My grandson plays hockey, football. He plays baseball. And the other one don't play anything yet because he just turned 3.
Okay. So what else have you been up to? Nothing?
Just trying to stay safe, keep my mask on, stay protected, you know, hoping this COVID go away, all the stuff go away so we can be free of this.
I know I actually should have asked you about your mask. So
You have to wear a mask.
oh, really?
There's no doubt, for safety reasons. And, you know, you around students and the virus is not over. Some people haven't even got their shot. So to save me and to go home to my family, you keep a mask on.
So Yale's required.
Yes, you got
Even if they weren't, would you still wear it?
Yeah, till they find out, yeah. I've been wearing it, you know. Look at Michael Jackson. He was wearing a mask before the masks came out.
Oh my gosh. Babz, did you want to add anything?
No, I just appreciate her time. I just so
Thank you for
appreciate her
your
time
time.
this morning.
You're welcome, but I gotta go, though.
Yes.
I gotta go to work.
I know, girl. Keep your job. Keep your job.
All right, thank you,
All right,
guys.
thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Is it okay before you go if I just snap a picture of you? Thank you so much, Babz.
Thank you, Courtney. Always, Courtney, a good
Have
job.
a good day. Thank you.
Have a good day. Somebody just paid us a really good compliment. Thank you. They said, word on the street is a great opportunity to validate the voices of folks who are not seen or heard. Thank you, Ife. That's true.
Yeah, that was the real right there.
Yeah. People, there are several different New Havens that people are not aware of.
Yes.
It's not just 2 separate New Havens. There's like 8,000 different New Havens, depending on who you talk to on any given day. Just people have a different experience of this city, depending on where they are in the hierarchy of things.
Well, yeah, it's life by zip code, and then within those zip codes, it's life by blocks.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Because you could live on Huntington, and live on Huntington.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are on Huntington, you have a very different experience, or where you are in the Hill, or where you are in Newhallville. You have a different experience based on your address,
Yeah, I mean, and her life is almost everybody's life that I know, right? So it's like it's so hard to raise children in this environment, in the environment she's living in, right? And the environment I ran from, where I was growing up in Bedford-Stuyvesant, New York, right? I ran, and I didn't know I really wasn't aware of the environment until I had kids. My wife had kids, right? Until I actually had a baby boy to worry about. I didn't worry about my environment because I was surviving in it. So I was thinking to myself, hey, my head's above water. I'm cool here. And then once I got a child, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. What if I'm cool here, but what if my child sinks here? So, and that's the thing. It's just so hard. And for my mother, right, who raised all of her kids, and you have, you know, it's different even in your own household, right? Where you have one child going to jail, the other child in college, and it's like bizarro world, because in the same household you have a focused child and a child that's being beaten down by these streets, and the peer pressure and everything. It's just so weird, growing up in that environment and then raising kids in an environment like that. It's just hard, really hard. And I don't think most people understand it. They don't understand that, right outside your door, it almost feels like a war zone sometimes.
Oh no, it is a war zone.
I
Listen, I didn't understand it until I saw Stephen D's film, the young brother who lived in New Orleans was shot and ultimately died after a few years of surviving the shooting. The Henry Green story. I didn't fully recognize, and I didn't fully recognize the two New Havens when I was growing up, because I didn't have the experience of drug dealing. Didn't come about until after I came back from college, so I was away. So the 80s were very tumultuous. So when I came back, my oldest brother got caught up in the game, and so when I came back home, it was just a very unrecognizable place. I didn't grow up with that, but my younger siblings did. They grew up with that around them. My brother got caught up in the game, and it wasn't because, we came from a very violent, broken home, but we had a mother who was very attentive to our needs. She understood the value of education. She worked very hard to make sure that we had things. So he didn't really have a reason to really get in the game, except there is something, Harry, about these kinds of relationships that happen in these gangs with these kids, this camaraderie, this belonging, right? That supersedes family kinds of dynamics, right? Like,
well, you got to live outside your apartment, right? So
yeah,
there's a life out there. You have to actually go to school. You have to do things, right? And you have to make it from school. You got to make it home. Okay, and it sounds weird, but that is it. You have to make it home, because it is a war zone at times. Well, so if you don't know the people, if you're not cool with the people in that war zone, you may be a casualty quicker than anybody thinks. Just because you're not down, because you're not cool, because you're not whatever. So it is hard. It's hard. It is hard, because like I said, look, I had, me growing up, I had anger issues. I never had the issue of peer pressure. I didn't listen to anybody. I've never listened to anybody in my life. It's been a gift and a curse, right? It was a gift growing up because I didn't have to follow the masses, right? But I was cool with everybody because I knew better. If I wasn't cool with everybody, I was gonna have a problem.
I think you raise a point that is not discussed in these conversations about how to deal with young people. We always deal with young people from a place of they're troubled and problematic. We never deal with just exactly what you said, that there are kids who are trying to do the right thing and they got to be cool with people. And sometimes they gotta show up with some of the folks so that they can remain cool with the people, so that they can stay on track for what they're doing. That's the pressure right there. There's the pressure. You know.
See, yeah, and the pressure, and look, this is, I would like to say I did something, special when I was growing up, but I didn't. It was just, it's my personality, is the way I'm built, where you can't pressure me into anything. You can't bully me into anything. I don't roll like that. Never did. So it wasn't anything that I had to rise up over something, right? Because it was just who I was. But I saw the struggle with my other friends, right? I saw the struggle. Good people fall into the game because the lines got blurred for them. So they thought they could do what Harry was doing, just be cool. But then once one foot went on the other side, their whole body got pulled in.
Yeah.
So it was hard. So I got friends who went to jail. I got friends who died. I got brothers who died because of the falling into the game of life. And it's not like they didn't have a support system. It wasn't that your parents at home aren't promoting education over violence. No parent wants their child to suffer, the violence of the streets. But it does become, the lines get blurred very easily.
Yes.
And it's hard. It's a hard life. It's a hard knock life. For us. Anyway.
It's a hard knock life. It's a hard knock. You're right. So just listening to that sister talk about, there need to be more things for kids to do. This city is overrun with things to do for kids. It's overrun. It is. It is overrun with opportunity. It is overrun.
Yeah.
The problem is connecting and getting kids connected.
Yes, the connection.
Getting them connected and you can't, the problem is you can't just pull one kid out of a situation. You got to take the whole group, right? You got to pull the whole group. And then, but there are people in the group who got connections to other things that keep them, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like multi-level marketing, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's like that. So it's hard to sort of get them to go against,
And for a lot of them, once you're there in the life, I mean, it's also a job, right? Somebody's paying you to do certain things. So it's hard to walk away from all of it. I mean, it's hard. You don't know.
And you would think a city this size that we would have a better handle on it.
No, but you see, the thing is it's a hard thing because can society save the child? That's a question that I don't know could be answered because, programs and stuff, those are good. But unless you build that child from when they're young.
I absolutely believe that we can do anything. I think a lot of the problem is that we have so many systemic things that we've not dealt with that shut people out, that kept people in communities, that boxed people in, that gave subpar educational opportunities that are still going on. And then we're still funneling people into things that we think might appeal to them. Nobody is in Westport talking to those white kids about trade jobs and truck driving and manufacturing. You'll never. It's not happening. And not to say that those are bad things. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, it's always either or for us. It's never, how about all of this? How about we put all this on the table and whatever you gravitate toward, that's you gravitate toward. But they, instead of using the language of, well, college ain't for everybody. How do you know? How do you know that? You don't know that. You don't know that unless you remove opportunity. Put the opportunity out there and see who rises to the top. and then allow for people to pivot. You don't know what you're not ready for until you actually do it. You don't know what you'll get, So I just feel like we have these varying conversations and places with young people based on race, ethnicity, and zip code that we don't have with other people. And it gets on my nerves because it's as if people throw their hands up. It's like, well, these kids at Hill House, or if you're not in the AP classes at the honor program at Cross, you're not going to go far. So let's just try to get you a job. not cultivate your potential. Let's get you a job.
You're listening to LoveBabz, Love Talk on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. And wow, I did it 1 second before the top of the hour. Ain't that?
Yeah, good job, Harry.
I'm good.
The FCC would be proud.
Yeah, considering I missed it the last 2 days.
Like that little station in Connecticut, New Haven is finally getting it. Oh, the little station in New Haven is finally.
But you're right, Babz. I mean, there's been a movement of lowering the goals.
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to say. Lowering the goals, Harry.
Yeah, and it's sad. It's sad. But that's two different worlds too. I think we have to. It has to be from preschool, right? It has to be from early, where you're investing so much in not just education, but instilling confidence, value, or worth into the children.
I think people do that, Harry. We have programs that did. I ran a whole early childhood education program.
I think more needs to be done from when you're young.
But the problem is, there's so many other things that you got to consider. You could instill children all you want, but if everybody in the community is a drug dealer, it's going to be hard to overcome that. Or if everybody in the neighborhood lived in these Mandy housing, and I said it, and it's infested and it's dangerous and it's not safe and it's nasty. It's hard to rise up from that. It's hard. It's hard to, when you can't, the bus doesn't go near a job and you need a job, and the buses don't run, so now you limited to where you could work if you have a bike or walk or carpool or whatever, or if your car breaks down.
That was the hardest transition I had to make when I moved from New York. Was how do I get to a job? Right? There were plenty of jobs that I just couldn't get to. There was just no possibility of me or coming out, my shift ending at 12 and no way for me to get home. So that was the hardest thing, especially coming from New York where there's a train station every.
Yeah. And trains run all night.
Yeah. And not much has changed, Babz. That was 30 years ago. And not much has changed. People still have to worry about how they get home, whether there's, there's a bus route on where they work and stuff like that. It's just crazy. People still have to worry about that. I remember
worry about it.
Yeah, when my daughter was working all her little part-time jobs after school, it was me who had to run around, as a taxi, because in order for her to accept certain jobs, you had to have transportation because transportation didn't go there.
Yeah. I mean, Yale understood this. They created a whole transit system on their campus.
Yeah.
That transit system wasn't always there. They created that because they knew their students couldn't depend on this damn bus system in this city. So it's like, you know what? We're going to create a system within the system. And they run it.
You think with the infrastructure bill that got passed, we're going to be able to figure that out? I mean,
it's not really that hard. They just have to invest in it. I don't understand why they don't think about transportation as part of economic development. Like I just don't understand how you can talk about jobs and not have transportation people at the table saying, all right, we're gonna build an Amazon facility. Transportation people, can you run buses around the clock, in 3 shifts
I
so that people
guarantee
can
that.
get here?
I guarantee that, Babs. I guarantee there's gonna be a bus stop right in front of the Amazon warehouse. Right? So
But there is, but they run infrequently, Harry.
I know.
It runs because that used to it is part that the one in North Haven was already on a bus route, but it's not convenient, right? Like it's not.
Well, then Amazon has to look at Yale's bus system.
Yeah, Amazon's like, listen, we need people out here. This is what we're gonna have to do.
Yeah, they need their own.
The state doesn't seem to be investing in. And if I hear about trains one more damn time, Harry, the train conversation to me is like the airport conversation. All these years they were like, oh, the business. When they decided to say, you know what, people want to really just fly for pleasure. They want to get to where they got to go for vacation. If we started thinking about Metro North as a train for pleasure, rather than trying to get the business people to go back and forth, have access to New York, and not to say they get kicked off, but just to say, let's think about this a little differently. Because I'm tired of the train conversation.
Yeah.
I am. First of all, we're not going to have high-speed rail through these communities because the Metro North system, Harry, runs through neighborhoods.
Yeah, it's too exposed.
So you're never going to have high-speed trains running through Darien and I mean, you're just not going to have it.
No, you're not.
So we can give up that dream.
Yeah, it's too exposed. There'll be too many things that'll go wrong. But you look at California. They've been trying to get high speed rail for so long, and they can't make it work.
No.
Over there, and they just want a simple line going from Vegas to San Diego or something like that, and they can't make that work. So there's no way we're gonna make it work anywhere.
Meanwhile, China, Japan, all these places, the Nordic countries, Sweden, Amsterdam, all these places, Finland, they have high speed rail.
But that's different. They don't have any regulations either. So it's different when you could build whatever you want.
Oh, that's what I mean. I'm just tired of the train conversation. That's my point. Like, we're not going to get high speed rail. So stop it. What we can do is figure out the ground a better bus transportation system that makes sense so that workers can get to where they gotta go. And white collar and blue collar alike, Harry.
The guy who's gonna figure it out is Elon Musk. This is the truth because he has the Boring company. You see that he's actually. He owns the company that creates these huge, massive tunnels, and he's working on one in Florida that's gonna get you from under the beaches and stuff like that. This is the thing, stuff that they said could never be done, he's doing. So let's see. I think this guy is gonna figure it all out, and he wants to punch Putin in the face. So
he might get a beat down. I'm not convinced, Harry, that Elon can fight.
You're not convinced, but wait a minute.
I'm not convinced he can fight.
You're not convinced he could take Putin?
No, I'm not. No, I don't. Because you know what? Putin is a guy for poisons, and I mean he came through the KGB. There's some real training in that.
That's right. He's gonna blow
Elon
sand in Elon's face.
Elon is a nerd. I mean, he's just messing around with technology and stuff. You get your ass kicked behind that.
Yeah, but he's gonna have these 007 gadgets at his disposal,
I know,
right?
but you got to get to them gadgets. You get the master of poison on you. Poison will be on that doorknob when you open the door, Harry. Next thing you know, you fall at his feet. You be like, "What the hell happened? I didn't even take a punch." Right, I just poisoned you.
LoveBabz, LoveTalk. Anyway, but because Putin just said, because Putin actually watches our program. You know that.
Does he?
He does, because he came out the other day and he said he's tired of the American propaganda. And I know he was talking about us talking about him. You know
I
that.
wish he would listen to me because I would tell him, listen, you listen. Ain't no shame in saying I messed up. Acknowledging is the first step in recovery. Just because now you done dragged you got yourself into some mess. You wrote a check that your ass couldn't cash, and now you're stuck. And now and the deeper you drill down on this, the worse it becomes for you. Because now you're killing innocent kids and pregnant women. That's not a good look for it's not a good look for terrorists. It's not a good look for gangbangers. It's not a good look for the police. You on the wrong side of this thing, Putin. You on the wrong side of this.
Yeah, but I mean, now Putin has to actually, in his negotiating, one of the things that has to be on the table is him being a war criminal. So he's gonna say, you guys have to take war criminal off the table for me to make any deal, because supposedly Ukraine and Russia had their first productive conversation yesterday.
I don't understand. If I'm Ukraine, the only conversation I'm gonna have with you is when you pulling your troops out, because I didn't start this.
Well,
I didn't invite you. We don't got no beef. We don't got no beef. Why are you marching on us?
On the other end, Putin was saying, when are you guys gonna surrender? That's what they were arguing. When are you guys gonna surrender? We're just saving the people of Ukraine from you Nazis.
Yeah, I know.
So when you're having
and what did the president say? We are never going to surrender. So even if he takes his country, Harry, every day you're gonna have to worry about somebody walking in the buildings, blowing it up. You're gonna have to worry about cocktails being lobbed at him, guns being shot. You're gonna have to worry about that every single day of as long as they occupy that country.
Did you see that Lego has a Zelensky Lego with Molotov cocktails?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh my God, it's the hottest selling thing right now.
Oh, I don't want that.
It's crazy. A little Lego Zelensky, and another some good news. For people who don't know who Zelensky is, Netflix has brought back his show.
Uh-huh.
So if you want to go see him dance and be funny, and not just the serious dude who's trying to
what, Harry? I honestly think listen, he's not ashamed of anything, but they never talk about how he's a lawyer too. He has a law degree. They never talk about that part. They see, this is what I cannot tolerate about the media, and I've been feeling this way since I've been a blogger 20 years ago. Since news became entertainment or infotainment, it's not news. It's almost like they're just trying to say, now, Ronald Reagan was a whole Class B actor. He's a whole. Congress is full of people who have listen. Sonny Bono went to Congress, was a damn singer, right? Like there's a whole bunch of people who. The other cat who was on the criminal justice show was an actor. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people, Harry, who were actors and went into politics or whatever. So what? Entertainment profession is a legitimate profession.
So you're saying they're using it to make him seem less than?
I think so.
Oh,
but he's not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it. He's not ashamed of it.
I know Russia's been doing that, calling him a clown and stuff like that. But I haven't gotten that feeling from the American media. I got other feelings about the.
I watched the late night shows, and they kind of dig it. And then I saw him do the Beyonce dance, and I thought he was badass doing that. Like I thought Tatum Channing was good doing Beyonce, but this guy, he was amazing. But he's serious. So Peter Schiff, right? You know who Peter Schiff is? So Peter Schiff tweeted Harry the other day how I'm a paraphrase, he felt like it was disrespectful that the Ukrainian president, showed up in a virtual conversation in a t-shirt, that he should have shown up in a suit and tie. And, in the middle of being invaded.
In the middle of a war, but
so Peter Schiff is the chief economist and global strategist at Europac.com. He's also the chairman of ShiftGold.com, and he's the founder of EPACfunds.com, and he has ShiftRadio.com.
And he must own Men's Warehouse too, right? That he's worried about a suit.
I mean, he's an idiot. And,
no, but you saw Macron the other day. He came out relaxed. Maybe he saw that tweet, and he was like, "What the hell? You can lead in a t-shirt."
I'm thinking to myself, this man. He's got he got to keep it moving, Harry. Like, because there's like 1,000 Russian mercenaries on the ground hunting him down, right? I tell you what, if I'm him, he got a good ass team around him, Harry, because they keep him tight. He got a good team around him. They are not playing with this foolishness. You see how he moved? He at the hospital. He in his office. He walking in the streets. And I was like, he's just everywhere.
And that's with Putin sending people to assassinate him. So yeah. There's been a few teams.
So I just find the I'm gonna say this. We are watching this in real time.
That's the thing, that it's a different war. It's a totally different war.
It's as if it's on Netflix. This war is brought to you by Netflix or Amazon or Hulu.
Or it's a TikTok war, because if you go on TikTok, there's plenty of people broadcasting on their TikTok from Ukraine.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how this is why everybody it's different. This is going to be a shift, because everybody's going to be invested in what's happening on the global war footing, right? So you start thinking to yourself, there's no way somebody in wherever, Timbuktu, is actually involved in this, because they actually see it. It's real time. So that you can have feelings about watching kids get bombed. Watching that little kid cross the border from Ukraine into Poland by himself crying.
Like what is he, like 9 or something? 7?
And I'm thinking to myself, who's gonna give him a hug? Who's gonna pick him up? Somebody, one of you reporters, put the camera down and go give that kid a hug. But no, it was a better shot.
All right. No, it's a better shot to let him stand there and cry.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a totally different thing, and I think he's cool just because he's able to do all that. He was an actor and able to, and by the way, have you ever seen Justin Timberlake do Beyonce?
Yes, I saw him on Saturday Night Live do it. He was spectacular. Although, you got to see Tatum Channing do it.
I never seen him
on LL Cool J's the lip sync show.
Yeah, the lip
which
sync.
is Jimmy Fallon's show. It's Jimmy Fallon's produced show. But what is it called? Lip sync, whatever it is.
The LL one is the lip sync battle.
Yeah, that's Jimmy Fallon's. He produces this show.
Oh, okay.
You have to see Tatum. It's on. You could go find it on YouTube, Harry. And then Beyonce actually comes out and dances with him.
Oh, okay.
That's how good it is.
Because I couldn't believe Justin could do what he did on those heels. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, then you got to see Tatum. And then you know who else is good? The guy who did the Rihanna. He the Spider-Man boy. What's his name?
Holland.
Yes, he did the
Something
Rihanna.
Holland.
He did a mashup of Rihanna and Singing in the Rain. He was incredible. Okay.
See, I haven't. I saw maybe the first season of that. The first season of that. I haven't seen anything ever since. It got stale for me after the first season. But.
Oh no, you got to go back and watch some of them, Harry. Some of them are just absolutely. When the people put work in, like I loved girl who did the woman who did Bruno Mars. a famous actress. Oh, uh, uh, she did Bruno Mars, and she was incredible. Or what's her name? Is it Zelda? No, what's her name? Zendaya. No, what's her name?
Zoe Saldana, I think.
No, not Zoe Saldana. The woman that's in Spider-Man.
Oh,
Zendaya.
so yeah, you know her name. The young girl.
What's her name? The young sister.
Yeah, you know.
Yes, Zendaya. She does a damn good. Oh my God, she kills a bunch of them. She does a good Erykah Badu, and she did a very good. I mean, she just nailed it. I was like, wow, these people take this very serious.
Oh, I haven't listened to Erykah Badu in a while.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw that into my Pandora today.
And Khalees lost her husband just the other day.
Khalees
Lost her husband. Yeah, stomach cancer.
Khalees, Nas's ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like all that stuff. Like my wife loves the monsters. You know, that the artists who are dressed as monsters on. And they sing
the secret singer thing.
Yeah, so she loves that.
I never watched that show.
I have to sit down and watch it.
Although they had somebody on recently and they booed him off. Who was it? He got when they found out who it was. Oh, Rudy Giuliani.
Wow, Rudy did one?
He did it. He did one, Harry, and they he sang or whatever. And then when they took his thing off, the judges got up and walked off the stage.
Masked singer.
Yeah, masked singer. He got booed and then they stormed off the stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I know. I seen Sarah Palin did one.
Oh God! Did she sing? I wasn't
actually
anything.
I don't think she sang. She did a hip hop thing. She pulled off coming off as hip hop, and then when she took off her mask, everybody was shocked.
Mm. She don't have nothing else to do.
There's been some good ones on there. I mean, there's been some.
I not watched that show.
You should watch it. It's really good, and it's fun trying to figure it out. Karen goes, "You complain every time I put it, and then you enjoying it." And I'm like, well, it's not something that I would record and play on my own. But yeah, like I sit next to you, I'm gonna enjoy it.
Oh my God.
That's the way love goes. That's the way love goes.
Hey, are you gonna go see Michael Jackson on Broadway? People say it's really good.
Michael Jackson on Broadway.
There's a play, about his life on Broadway.
Huh.
People say it's
probably
really
not.
good.
The last thing I saw on Broadway was The Color Purple. That was years ago.
Oh, okay.
Or The Lion King. Which one came first? I don't know.
I think The Lion King.
Probably. I don't know. But I went and saw it was Fantasia.
Yeah.
Who was the lead.
I've seen The Color Purple in so many ways, so many places.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming a musical.
Yeah, Karen saw.
I mean, for film, to the film. It's the musical version is becoming a film.
Karen saw it with Fantasia, with Jennifer Hudson, and with somebody else. Who was the lead?
Oh, this is some breaking news, Harry. The American basketball star Brittany Griner.
Yep.
Her detention in Russia has been extended until May 19th. Russian state news agency TASS reports. So they're gonna hold her until May.
But what does that mean? That they're gonna let her go May 19th?
Have we seen her? I think we need to see her.
Yeah, I mean, what does that mean?
I don't trust them.
Because
I hate the fact that she was over there. I wish somebody would have said, "Don't go over there right now." I know she had a job to do, but damn.
Well, she makes $1 million
I know
for what she does in Russia and $250,000 in America.
for what she does here. I
Yeah.
get it.
So
I get it.
unless somebody's gonna supplement her income,
That I feel everything about it. I'm just saying what I wish for, Harry.
I
Wishing
know.
sometimes is not rooted
know.
in anything other than wishful thinking.
I know, and I've been reading a lot on her situation, or not her situation, because it's here. If you go online, the conversation is all about the WNBA getting paid more money, so that
they don't have to do this.
so that these
Because
women don't have to do this.
You don't see the men in the NBA doing this.
Well,
They don't have second jobs.
Well, the difference
their
is-
second jobs are endorsements.
yeah, but the difference is that the third string person on the bench is making $1 million plus. I think the starting salary is somewhere like $3 million in the NBA, right? So, and that's for bench players. So yeah, they're never gonna have to do this, right? But it's a totally different world, right? Because I mean, the NBA players are bringing in billions of dollars.
Well, I mean, I think if the same kind of commitment and financing is wrapped around the WNBA, it would be the same. It could rise to the same level.
I think
I mean, women's tennis was the same way too until they started saying, you know what, we got something here.
I think the last 5 years of the WNBA has actually lost money. But you're right. They have to find a way to promote it better. I mean, there has to be a way. I mean, if you look in the 1970s and the 60s, the NBA wasn't what it is today. They actually
it was like watching the Globetrotters, right? And no shade to the Globetrotters. I love the Globetrotters. But it wasn't about athleticism. It was about entertainment and foolishness.
No, but the marketing changed for it, right?
Yes.
So
To a serious vibe.
yeah,
right?
it has to change. They have to go big.
This is what I would suggest.
They have to go big.
This is how,
Treading
I would
water.
I would marry the two. So whatever the season is for the NBA, let it be for the WNBA. Let the women open for the men for a few years because people get to the stadiums early, Harry. You catch a women's game and then you see the guys' game. You know, it's like when you go to high school basketball, junior varsity game. No shade to the women. I was an athlete, so I get this. I just think if they opened up games where women could play first and then watch the men play, you know, and then people could stay for the game. I mean, then they could make some money. So your ticket would reflect 2 games instead of 1 game. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, let's get creative like that. Like, don't make them other. Bring them together so that, you know, these women can really have a living, right? Gosh,
Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't heard that one.
I know, I just made that up.
Actually getting 2 games, that probably would work out because the men's games usually start around 9. So if you throw in a 6:30 game so that everything's wrapped up and everything, I think
you had time to mop the floor because I don't want to hear nobody talk about, oh, they got to ruin the floor. Listen, everybody got on sneakers. It's a damn wood floor. What?
that woman sweat.
But that's what I mean, Harry. I mean, you could do something. They should get together and just like, how can we elevate the sport so that we have parity, so that these women can get paid just like these brothers sitting on the bench, $3 million just for sitting on the bench. Come on. I mean, we can do anything.
Hey, that bench is hard work.
I know.
And
I know what it's like to be on a team.
And you have to be ready. You have to be ready.
You got to be ready. You can't just be like me sitting there eating Cheetos. I mean, Fritos. Be like, Babz, you in. Oh, damn. Let me lick my fingers, put my beer down, and go jump in. No. You a world-class athlete. You ready.
Yeah. I mean, you have other levels of men's basketball too, where you have basically a minor league CBA and
Oh yeah.
And then you have overseas
and,
and stuff like that. So that, I mean, those,
and they make a lot of money too.
yeah, they make a ton of money overseas. So, but those become basically camps for these basketball players who aren't good enough to
Because Kobe
start in
came
the
through the
NBA.
Italian system, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
He didn't go to college. Right? He didn't play in anybody's college, did he?
Well, but they changed the rules. So, I mean, LeBron came straight out of high school, right?
Yes, I was a bunch of them. Like, I mean, not
Yeah.
a bunch, but
Kobe
a few of
Bryant,
them in memory.
Kobe Bryant, but they changed that stuff. You
Yeah.
can't just come out of high school anymore.
Yeah, because they feel like it's just you're too vulnerable.
But I mean, they could change it. They could change it for the woman because it's different when hers is a necessity to go right over there and make money because it's just not making it over here. And also, I mean, you have a couple of women broadcasters, but they need to start increasing that too.
Yes.
Because there's plenty of women that you hear they know the game and everything. You need to
Yes.
start being more inclusive of the woman in the broadcasting booth.
Listen, I could talk as much ish as Stephen A.
Well, wait a minute.
I could talk as much ish.
Wait a
And
minute.
he's like a
I like Stephen A.
$100 million guy, right?
I like Stephen A. Don't.
No, I'm not. I can't tolerate him, but I could talk as much ish as him.
I love that he talks junk.
But I could talk the same kind of
No, yeah,
trash, Harry. But it would seem unseemly if I do it, right? Because they don't want to see women talking trash. I would talk trash with the best of them, and I would love it.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's Babz. Maybe you should do that. You should do some outrageous thing because it has to change, right?
Oh, because what I'm doing now is not outrageous.
It's not. No, but I mean, Stephen A. lives right on the edge of everything, right?
Yeah.
So
He's mouthy
I'm
too.
saying because I've been saying this about Kamala. The people she has around her have been advising her wrong. Okay? She needs to be herself. If that's
Harry, it's a fine line for women. It's a different line for women, Harry. She can't ever raise her voice. She can't ever appear to be like tough. Like she could be tough, but she's also got to be a woman, right? Like
this is what I'm saying.
There's a line, Harry. There's a line. I mean, look how much shit. Look how much stuff that Hillary took for wearing pantsuits. People were like, "Why is she always in pantsuits?" What? Are you kidding me? And nobody said, "Well, why aren't men wearing dresses? Why are men always in suits? Why don't they ever put on a skirt?" Right? No one says that to men. No one ever says to men, Harry, "Why are you always in flat shoes? You don't have a heel to put on." Do you see what I mean? So Vice President Kamala is in a precarious situation when you're the first one. And this happens to women all the time, Harry. She can't be too loud.
This is what I'm saying.
She can't be too mean. She can't, because then everybody in the staff would be like, "Oh, she's so mean. Oh, she's so mean." Now Biden could come in and cuss everybody out, and they'll think that's real leadership.
Well, Kamala needs to say "F y'all" and just go, because I love Kamala in the Senate. I loved her tough attitude, take no prisoners, and they totally changed her personality. And I feel that's why she struggles sometimes, because she's trying to read off some script people told her not to say this, say that. It drives me crazy because
she's got a bigger weight to carry. First, she's a woman.
Just be yourself.
She's a black woman. So there's levels to this thing. There's levels to it.
Yeah, but should you buy into the levels though? You should break out of all that stuff.
I know, but she is breaking the levels by virtue of being there and championing some of the issues. So that's the beginning, because this world is very biased toward women, and black women in particular. So So unless she wants to label being an angry black woman, you gotta walk a fine line with that.
I would take it. I would take the label and run
Yeah,
with
it's
it.
easy for you to say because you're not a woman, nor are you a black woman. So you can say whatever you want. And if you kept your mouth shut, nobody would know you were Puerto Rican. So
What? No,
nobody would know that.
You know, Babz, the only people who say that are black people. The white people know I'm Puerto Rican right away.
I don't know, Harry.
Yes.
I don't believe it.
Yes,
I don't believe it.
The thing is that for black
What
people,
white
I'm not
person that
dark
came
enough.
up to you and said, "Oh, I know you're Puerto Rican"?
No, for black people, I'm just not dark enough. But for white people, they know I'm not white
Well, that's how I feel too.
immediately.
Yes, they know you're not white.
Immediately.
They know it. I think they probably give you a second look, like, is he or isn't he?
Nah.
Is he or isn't
You know what?
he?
I've never got that. Whenever I've gone to a job interview, I never got that. You know what I used to get is, ooh, you're Dros? Your name is Dros? Because they don't expect the Hispanic guy to walk into the office with the name Dros. So the only people I get that from are my
Is the
black
black
brothers and sisters.
All right. All right.
But whatever.
I'll take it. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. I'm letting my bias show. I'm letting my what is it? My colorism show. I'm letting my colorism show.
Well, you gotta love the isms. And I don't know what Ife was referring to. I'm just looking at her comment right now. She says, "I Am Shakespeare" is the story she's talking about. I think she's talking
that Henry Green story by Stephen Dees. I was talking about that. You know that was very illuminating to me about the two New Havens.
Oh.
You know, very, very different New Havens from the perspective of Henry Green.
And
But
shout
that
out,
was just
shout out to
stunning
Ife.
me.
Shout out to Ife, who's always listening,
Yes.
always involved.
How is Angel listening to us today?
You know, he hasn't commented.
He might be.
You know
working.
what? You know, he gets lost because he doesn't. For some reason, he doesn't get the notification, the broadcast notification.
No, don't he got to go in and tell it to tell him?
That's what I told him. You know, he said he did, but so he does get lost every once, especially when we go on Word on the Street. He goes and does something else while Word on the Street's on.
He's like, "Hey, my town."
So yeah,
I don't give a damn about Word on the Street. It's not my town. I'm all the way in. Where is he? In Florida?
he's in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, he's like, they ain't on my street, so I don't care.
Nope.
When they do Word on the Street in Jacksonville, then I might tune in. I ain't mad at him. Shoot. So yeah. So don't be too hard on Kamala. I mean, she's the first.
No,
She's
I'm
the
not being
first. And
hard on. I
that
think
requires
everybody else.
There's a lot in that, man.
I
get
can't
it.
see you, Babz. I can't see you going somewhere new and not being you.
No, because I don't got nothing to lose, right? Like she got a lot to lose. She's in a position where I'm not in.
She ain't got
I'm
nothing
not
to lose.
representing nobody.
She's vice president for the next 2.5 years.
Yeah, but I'm
Go
not.
and be you. Go and be you.
I'm on the radio. I can say, I mean, this perfect job for me. I could be myself.
No, I know.
But I know what it's like. I know what
know.
it's like to run an organization where you have to bide your tongue. You have to do. I've done that. I've done my time doing that. Running organizations where I'm the leader and I got to be quiet. I gotta make my moves behind the scenes, and I gotta talk the kind of ish I want to talk behind the scenes. I can't do it in front of funders. I can't do it in front of supporters. I can't do it in front of the staff. You gotta show up and take the foolishness that's doled out to you. I get it. You got to code switch. I mean,
and then they're putting her in situations where she can't do anything about the situation, but they put her in the middle of it.
I don't know about that, because my DC political friends are saying that she really is the backbone in the background doing all this work around all these delicate conversations that are happening around getting aid and all this other kind of stuff. So she is really the backbone. Like Biden can bark that stuff, but she's the one that's doing the threading of the needle, right? Like she's doing the sewing.
I don't believe Biden is doing anything, by the way.
Well,
I think if it's not Kamala, it's somebody else that has to do everything.
No, this isn't Biden's wheelhouse. He is the guy. He likes being the guy to bring people to the table and have these conversations. He's always been that guy. So this suits him.
Well, now that guy is Macron. So
Macron ain't anti that. Listen, you can say whatever you want, Macron. They ain't anti up as much as we have. He's just wearing hoodies right now. He ain't put no money on the table.
Don't criticize hoodies.
Table? What they bring to the table? They ain't bring nothing yet.
Well,
they
no, but
he's
just talking to everybody. He has the ability to talk.
But you know what?
To everybody.
I'm with the president of Ukraine. I don't need a ride. I need some.
Yeah. Another thing is that that you see some of the criticism online was that he called out Biden because he's saying, you're labeled the leader of the free world. So act like it.
No, that's not what he said.
That's how it came off to a lot of people.
Well, I don't care about the they. Putin can think whatever he wants because this is a guy who's bombing kids.
Well,
he said was, when you are the leader, he's like, you're the leader of your country. I want you to be the leader of the free world. What he said, he paid him a compliment. He's like, because you are about that peacekeeping, and I need this peacekeeping on a larger global scale. You have
to really read between the lines to get there, Babz, because he said, "Come on, be the leader of the free world."
Nope.
But
I'm not gonna.
But the thing is that you can't be mad at Zelensky. He's fighting, for
I'm not mad at Zelensky. I like
existence.
Zelensky.
No, I'm saying the people who were calling him out yesterday for saying that he's fighting for his existence. Just like Biden not going in, he's doing the right decision for me, at least for me, not for Babz, but for me. That's how he's fighting for our existence, by saying, hey, listen, we're not going to jump into World War III. I think that's the right decision.
Well, for the moment. But at some point, it's going to get down to it because something else is going to happen.
Well, right.
Now, I don't know what the conversation... Listen, I know what the conversation is in front of the camera, but I also know there are real conversations behind the cameras. Like I'm sure there is conversation. I'm sure you're sitting with the Joint Chiefs of Staff and like, okay, what can we do here? I know these conversations are happening. What can we do here? And then, all right, get our friends on the phone, see what we can do. How can we do something here?
Well, Zelensky has said in the past, he said he's happy to be speaking with the United States, but he wishes that it didn't take that the United States didn't wait till the war had begun to start talking to him.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't think he said it quite like that, Harry.
Paraphrasing, I'm not quoting. But
that your paraphrase is disingenuous.
My paraphrases are on point most of the time.
not this one.
I don't read between the lines.
Not this one. Because for him to say that,
I'll send it to you.
He's not the leader of his country. He's the leader of his country. He don't need to have conversations with us about what he's doing in his country.
Not conversations with us about what he's doing in his country, about help.
He don't need to have conversations with us about what he's trying to do.
About help.
But right now he needs help. So now he's got to have conversations with everybody. So, and rightly so. You don't need to tell us nothing. He don't owe us no explanation about a damn thing.
Yeah, that's not what the conversations were about.
We don't need to demand it. But if somebody comes to you for help, you either help them or you don't. That's just how. If you see a cat on the street asking for money, you have to make a decision right then and there. Am I gonna heap moral judgment, or I'm gonna give him the dollar and keep it moving? Because what he's asking me for is for money. He's not asking for my moral outrage. He's not asking me for scripture.
Oh no, but
he's asking me for $1. So in that moment, I gotta make a decision. Give him the $1 and keep it pushing. Now, if I add some scripture to that, that's on me, because that's not what he asked for. So I'm giving him something that they did not ask for.
But you could give the $1 and say, "Hey, listen, go get something to eat." instead of going and drinking it. He could say something like that. You still giving
Why?
him the
Why?
dollar?
But why do I get to say that
But
to
you
somebody
can.
when they ask me for money and they already know what they're gonna do with it? So me saying to them, like they're not my child, not my child. These grown people making decisions, asking me for $1. Here's $1. I can withhold my judgment. I don't
You
get
can.
to say just like
course you
if I'm
can.
sitting in a restaurant,
did
he can't come in a restaurant and be like,
judge too.
Babz, you really shouldn't have a second piece of cake. You're a little fat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, but it's two sides to this coin, Babz. So you could do either or, right?
Nope.
So, I mean,
I'm saying I wouldn't want. If I give you $1, Harry, I'm not going to heap judgment on you. I'm not going to be like, all right, now listen, I don't want you to go take this $1 and go get a nip. I don't want you to do that. I want you to go get you a sandwich. Who the hell am I to be doling out some judgment to you about your life? I don't got no answers for your life. I don't
Yeah.
see nobody saying, let me drive you to a rehab center.
well,
give
you
the
know,
person
that,
$1 and keep
that
it
costs
pushing.
more than $1, Babz.
Really?
No, but you know,
What you willing to do?
the way I run, the way I do things, I try not to judge anybody unless, you see, I
Well, then
I
you
re-
judging somebody.
I
It's the
reserve my
unless part.
I reserve my judgment to things that I can judge, things that I refuse to do in my life. So
Yeah, but what that got to do with you giving the guy $1 because
no, I'm just saying. So I try not to judge anyone either, but I would go, and I've done this plenty of times, right? I go,
Oh no,
you-
I judge people all the time, Harry.
no,
Harshly.
what I'm saying is I'll go, hey, listen, I'll buy you Chinese food instead of giving you money or $1. I'll buy you a $5 dish in the Chinese restaurant because I want you to eat it and not drink it. I've done that before.
But did they ask you for Chinese food?
And you know what? A lot of times they go, oh yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
You know, so I mean,
And could you give me $1?
I still would give $1 if he says no, I would give $1. You know, but
Okay.
I mean, it's you know, it's either or my favorite thing. Neither here nor there.
That's your favorite thing.
Favorite
now.
thing. Neither
That's
here
your
nor
favorite
there.
thing. That's neither here nor there.
That puts my finger right on the problem. Neither here nor there.
That's your favorite thing. That's neither here nor there. I was like, when we get around the table with Putin, that's neither here nor there, bruh.
Yeah.
He's like, no, we got to root the Nazis. That's neither here nor there. You know, and I know there aren't any Nazis in Ukraine. Oh, Lord have mercy.
So-
and I know Zelensky's like, you know, I'm Jewish, right? You do know that.
He's a
Nazis.
Jewish Nazi is why he is.
I don't think there's
so-
any of that, sir.
So Nora's here, excited about sitting in Tuesday with you. Babz.
Why? What's happening on Tuesday?
Nothing. I'm gonna be here, but
Oh, so you're gonna let her run the show?
let her run everything.
Okay.
Let's see. You know.
All right. Are you good? Like you're not yelling at her or anything,
Oh,
right? Like you
of
ain't
course
say, "Don't
not.
touch that!
I'm
Don't
not.
touch that!"
I'm not Paul.
Okay, I'm going now.
I'm not Paul. I'm not cracking
I'll
a
see
whip.
Wait. We got pundits today, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna get in my car and come on down. Hopefully, I can find some place to park.
Good luck with
Any
that.
snacks in the office? No. All right.
No. Good luck with that though, because it was packed this morning.
All right. Well, it might be less now. It might be
Yeah.
less now. Right?
All right, we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. I'm gonna roll downtown. I'll be downtown in about 45 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know who's on besides you and Paul.
And Markeisha and Lucy.
Oh, everybody's coming in.
Yeah, everybody's coming in.
All right, 'cause Harry's not down with pundits right now.
Hey, we're gonna draw you in. Maybe not maybe not last week, maybe not this week. A couple of weeks from now, you're gonna jump in. So you're gonna be burning to get in.
All right, see you in a few minutes, Babz.
I'll see you in a few minutes.
You're listening to LoveBabz Love Talk on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home. for community radio.